guess if anyone's here, hello.
It's like we have 3 viewers in the room.
We're just kind of getting this figured out here. We're trying to use our DJI.
Yep, trying to use the Osmo
to live stream. So, yeah, if you're here, say hi. Oh, yeah, hi, Richard. We're doing good. How are you?
Hi, Richard. We're good.
Hey, Todd. Hi, Shannon. No, we are running down for a quick rockfish trip. We just took off this evening about 5 o'clock and be running all night. We'll get down to the grounds about 4 a.m., catch a little nap somewhere along the way, and just it's a quick cleanup trip. It's like 2,000 pounds of rockfish, so just gonna dash down here and snatch it up real quick.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Chris. Hi, Rusty. Hi, Terry. Hi, Polly. Hi, William.
It's still light here at 7:45, but sunset is at 8, so it'll be getting dark here before long. Our days are getting shorter quickly.
Hopefully you guys can hear us okay. We have the little mics on our shirts here.
Black rockfish, Shannon, and then we'll be doing halibut after that. So we have a little bit to do on the big boat, maybe a lot, not sure yet, and then about 4,000 pounds on the fishtail. So kind of got a busiest schedule this fall.
What kind of rockfish? Black rockfish for this trip, Shannon.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, you did? I'm dazed now looking at this boat over here.
Chris says loud and clear. Yeah, Eddie Grace going by.
Yep.
Trawler going the opposite way. Yeah, so it's absolutely gorgeous out. It was kind of northwest, 20-ish today, gusting 30. Coming down this evening.
I can show you guys out here.
And we're around the corner now, so we're in the lee, and it's just really, really nice.
Evie Grace going by over there. Heading down toward the pass, almost at the Narrows here. There's Ugak Island there. And then Narrow Cape over that way. Beautiful sunset.
Yeah, you too, Shannon. I hope fishing's good tomorrow for you. Yeah, we're excited to get out after some halibut again. Our salmon season was very, very short. We didn't expect to fish this year, but we had some free time, so we got the boat completely rigged up in about, well, a little over 3 weeks, and then spent a couple of weeks fixing stuff that was breaking, and at least we got some fish, got some nice silvers for our market.
Yep, some nice home packs.
And some nice home packs, which we really, really needed. So that was nice. And now it's on to other stuff. So we'll have lots of salmon content next year. We're excited about that. It was a lot of fun. It'd been,
7 years?
I guess about 6 years. 2019.
Yeah.
We fished salmon on the boat.
We really
very
enjoy
little.
It's not fun.
Yeah. So, the permits, no, they're not really locked to the boat for the most part, Rusty. These are what our permit cards look like. You can fish them on, depending on what you're fishing for, you can just jump on any boat if you have a permit and fish that species if it's open, and depending on if it's a limited entry permit or an open access permit. But generally speaking, for our state water fisheries, permits are not tied to the vessel. The federal, in most cases, they are. In the case of halibut, for lease quota that we have on here, the corporation owns a percentage of the boat. Basically, it allows us to harvest their quota, but anybody is an individual that owns quota and is allowed to fish it on that side vessel can just step on the boat and come fishing with us. So we've got a walk-on coming on next week that's going to do exactly that. He has his own boat, but in this instance it's more advantageous for him just to hop on board and go fishing with us rather than gear his vessel up, hire a crew, pay insurance for just a small amount. It's a couple thousand pounds, so it works out really good for him. So yeah, permits are tied to individuals for our state water fisheries. Oh, thanks, Starfall. Yeah, 500 videos. Wow, amazing. Hi, Lee. Nice to see ya. Hopefully it's cooling off down there some in Arizona. I know it's been pretty hot down there this summer. Yeah, it's hard to believe that we hit 500 videos now. I guess we really started posting in 2018. Was the first?
It was about there, yeah.
Yeah, I think we had one video before that.
Yeah, we had one video like way back
2015 or 2016.
Yeah, like 4 years before that.
And then we started regularly posting in 2018, and wow, seems like that time has just flown by.
It has.
So yeah, we're excited to be out here. It's just me and Matt on this trip. The rest of the gang is up in Anchorage visiting family. So we're on our own.
A quick and easy trip anyways. Just 2,000 pounds, so
yeah.
should go pretty quick, hopefully. Okay, Richard, have a great day. Oh, I'm behind Richard. Hi, Kaiko Maru. Thanks, AK Don.
Yeah, that's kind of just the quick and basic on the how that. One of these days I'm going to do just a video, I guess, of how like the quota works, and if you want to get into the fishery, how you would go about doing it. Generally speaking, if you own a vessel, you don't have to buy a permit or a license to take anybody on. As long as they have the rights to harvest the quota, they could step on your boat and go fishing, provided it's in the correct vessel class. So the Emerald Isle, you'd have to have C-class quota, so that's a 35-foot and larger vessel. You'd have to have that C-class quota. Under 35 foot is called D-class quota, and so you can fish down. So B, C, D-class quota can all be fished on a D-class vessel, but you can't fish up. But like I say, if you have a boat and you've got halibut gear, anybody that has that quota could step on board and go fishing. The vessel doesn't have to have any additional permits or anything like that. It's all just up to the individual that owns it. So it's kind of cool in that way, I guess. There's opportunities to kind of get people in the fishery, get their feet wet, so to speak. If that's something that they wanted to start doing, you can find some people that want to go out with you. Otherwise, you have to buy in, and that's very expensive.
Starfall says, start following back in an old account, September 2020, so I've been watching for 5 years. Thanks for following us for so long.
Yeah, we got some people that have been around for quite a while.
Yep, Monkey Pit, Detroit is sounding good. Yeah, we've got her at 1,200 right now.
Yeah.
So, nice and mellow ride down, catching the tides, so no need to crank her up too much. Kiwi Fruit, hello, good day. So how's the price down south, Shannon? You're
Washington or Oregon, I'm guessing, or maybe not. I looked at your channel, but I wasn't quite exactly sure where you were at. The price has been exceptionally high here this year, which was good. Oh yeah, okay, 8 to 850. So that's kind of the range we were getting all summer when we were fishing. I know the price posted like 8.25 to 9 in Homer last week. I don't know how it is here in Kodiak right now. I'm hoping it's still good. We've got quite a bit of fish to catch still.
Yeah.
So some of it will go to our direct market, and then some of it we'll just sell to the processor unless we really get a lot of demand, which would be nice.
Yeah.
But we're trying to keep our prices at last year, even though the ex-vessel price is so high. There's not quite as much meat on the bone for us to direct market ourselves, and a lot of risk, but otherwise it's easy to price people out, I think, and we try and avoid that as much as possible. Yeah, we appreciate it too, Shannon. You guys have some good content, and it's always enjoyable to watch other people and see how they're doing things and what they're catching. I really like watching the salmon trolling. I wish that we had those fisheries here, but we don't. But it does look fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a lot of slower times when it's pretty boring, but just like fisheries here,
Yeah.
you have your big rushes and they just come in, and it's probably a lot of fun.
One thing about it, if we ever get tired of Kodiak, it'd be easy to make this a troller again. We still have the Gerties, we still have the poles, but we just go down there and get in everybody's way and probably enrage everybody.
Yeah. The kiwi fruit, we have Starlink. That's where we're streaming from now.
Yeah, we do love that Starlink.
It's a game changer, that's for sure.
Yeah, especially being out on the boat here, it's really easy to do everything. I mean, we've got our computer on whatever we need to do as far as financing or business-wise, running our website, running our YouTube channel. It's all right there. Can FaceTime our family all the way down at the end of the island where there's no cell service. Just love it. It's really been nice to have. And super affordable too.
Carolina Ghost, hello from North Carolina. Hello. Stuart Conley, hello from Maryland.
So honestly, Shannon, sometimes we still feel a little bit awkward on camera. So it's always like the intros and maybe the outros can be kind of weird sometimes, especially if there's the whole family on board. Because, you know, like you're waiting for someone to speak and nobody does, so you just stand there looking at each other and then, okay, take two.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It's fun. It's good fun.
It is fun, yeah. Streaming live is definitely different. We haven't done a lot of it, but we will do a lot more of it. We've enjoyed it. And so... Well, there goes the sun.
Yeah. Tucking away for the night.
I always enjoy running in the evening though, and at night, and early morning. It's peaceful.
Yeah, so there's a narrow cape there, as I said, for people who just came in.
You can probably see the rocket launch tower there. So we've got a spaceport here. I think it's called the Pacific Spaceport now. It used to be the Kodiak Launch Complex. They changed the name around. I don't know, it was supposed to be a big, huge boon for our community, but I don't think we've really realized the financial advantages of it. Community-wise, they have kind of been on a bit of a land grab here, and a lot lot of restriction to public access, and so this is one of the few places on the road system that you can access beaches and see boats passing by this area, and they've really kind of been heavy-handed about that. And I try not to get into the politics of it all and everything, but I know it's been frustrating for people. We don't really go out on the road system much, so it hasn't affected us in that regard, but we do drive by here, and we do like to have public access because there really isn't that many here. A lot of it's private land that is closed up and you can't access it, so the few places where there's public access and you see it get restricted for that kind of stuff, it's has a big impact on the community. So yeah.
Money Pit, Tristan and Mom are up in Anchorage visiting family. That's where the salty, young-looking guy is.
Yeah. So we had a really narrow window to run down here, which was basically today, and we'll fish, well, it gets light at 8 a.m., so we'll probably start fishing around 7 when it starts getting light, and by 2 or 3, we probably better be starting to roll because it's coming up about 25 out of the southeast in the afternoon, so that's going to be it.
Yeah, get what we get.
We get what we get.
Yep.
Usually this time of year we can put fish on pretty quickly, so we're not too concerned about it. I think one September we came down here and we put 9,000 on board in a day, in about 10 hours. So when they get biting good, you can put some fish on fast. So hopefully they're still hungry. Bulking up for winter, I hope.
Yeah. Galen Packard, hello from Idaho. Hello, hello.
Yeah, hey Gold VP. So it's 8 o'clock here and the sun just went down. So we probably have another half hour before it starts getting dim out. We got about 12 hours of daylight now. Sunrise is at 8 a.m. and sunset is at 8 p.m. We're losing daylight very rapidly now.
Yeah, the hills are like rapidly turning brown too.
Yeah,
like,
and
just
fall,
like that.
Fall is in the air. We felt that there's been a couple little blows going through and starting to feel it. It's imminent. And we're really hoping to have fishing wrapped up by about this time. And now it looks like we'll probably be slogging through October and November halibut fishing without a doubt. And I'm not really, I can't honestly say that I'm looking forward to it, but we'll get it done.
Yep,
We
we're
have
into
to.
that. Hello, Cal. Hi, Joseph.
Mushroom picking, morels. That sounds fun. So, hey Cal, so the Emerald Isle is 48 foot and the fishtail is 35 foot. And we're on the Emerald Isle today. Yeah, hey Shannon, so you guys have been like hitting halibut all summer long, I think, right?
Hi, Paul. Greetings, Craig. Catfish, hello from Tornado Country, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it gets to be a grind after a while.
I couldn't handle living in tornado country. That's scary.
Oh, I know. Tornadoes freak me out.
Yeah.
Because there's just no path. You don't know which way they're going to go, and you don't really know when they're going to pop up.
Yeah.
Here, we have big blows and stuff, but usually we know when they're coming. There is some weather on the way too. Dutch Harbor is going to get slammed here tomorrow, I think, or starting now. It looks like gusting to 60 there, so the big storms are starting to roll out of the Bering Sea, and they'll just come right up the Aleutian chain, and sometimes they'll give us a little kiss, sometimes they'll just wander out into the Gulf of Alaska to the east of us, but it's that time of year. So how many people participate in your halibut fishery down there then, Shannon? I see that you got 5 boats or so right now, and they're all tribal, I guess. Is that the deal? And you didn't tell us comments so we can find you, or it's just Gold VP.
Yeah, I guess just click on his name.
That's cool. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, just right click it and open the tab.
Nice. It's beautiful country down there. Yeah, that's cool. So 8 boats. That's a lot of quota. So good for you guys. I'm glad that they have opportunities for you. Oh, in eBay, Washington. Okay, I thought so. Or at least the Washington part. Oh, hey, Rhett. Nice to see ya. Those Grady Whites are pretty sweet rides. Do you trailer it or what? No way.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow, PE 64. That's
very generous.
That's
Holy
incredible.
moly.
You shouldn't do that. That is so nice, but we're just happy to be here with you folks, and that is incredibly generous.
Wow, that's amazing. Speechless right now.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say, so
We really appreciate that. Wow, thanks.
we'll do something good with it, like buy another camera. We're trying to phase out our old GoPros because they're not very good when it comes to quality.
This is actually awesome. I was hoping I'd be able to connect this for live stream, because it's like either this or like a big phone like out in the weather. So this will be way better.
Yeah. So we switched to the Osmo DJI.
Yeah, DJI Osmo 5.
DJI Osmo 5, and it's been a really outstanding camera. The clarity and quality of the pictures seems so much better than the GoPros.
The dark shooting too, and dim.
Right, the dim light is way better.
Yeah.
Like right now, for instance, if we had this with the GoPro, you probably couldn't really see us.
Yeah, it'd be like really.
It'd be really
grainy.
noisy, a lot of graininess, and even right now with no lights on. So we'll definitely have to invest in another camera, and like I say, we're trying to phase those out. Another thing too is the color on it is really, really good. These guys spend a lot of time editing videos, and with the GoPro, you'd have to do a lot of color correction. It's super time consuming, and with the Osmo, there's like basically none of it.
Yeah,
It's pretty much good to go.
Out of the box, yeah.
It seems like the color is so much more sharper and vivid. So I forget when we started using it.
It was just this January.
So
Yeah, we got it for tanners.
if you go back before that, you guys will see the difference in the quality. So
Yeah. But yeah, thanks so much, PE64. That's amazing.
sure,
Really
is.
appreciate it. Gold VP, have a good sleep.
Yeah, we'll check out your channel.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know.
Definitely.
Yeah, thanks PE64. Yeah, we try and, put out some good stuff and keep the drama to a minimum, because I guess there's really no drama when it comes to us. Once in a while I get a bit excited if something is about to go terribly wrong. I might raise my voice a bit, but that's the only time, is to get my family's attention and, you know, give them a heads up that something bad is going to happen, or watch out or whatever. But yeah.
Nice, Angelic. Welcome in. Well, I can show you guys outside behind us, I guess.
Take them on a little tour.
Yeah.
Do you have to keep your phone with you? Is that the deal, or is it, how's it linking?
It might be Wi-Fi through my phone, but it should stay. It's not that far of a walk.
Yeah.
We'll see. Get blurry or disconnect, we'll be back. I guess I can't monitor chat, so I'll just show you guys around real quick. So we dropped all of our gear back on the boat yesterday, the wave wall and the hay rack. And then this morning we brought the jiggers down. So they're all hooked up and everything. The rails. It was a really quick switch over, huh, Dad?
Yeah, it took like 3 hours to go over to the plant. They dropped the hay rack and the wave wall down. The rails were tied to the top of the hay rack. It took probably 3 hours to go over, pick up the stuff, and get it all bolted up. So yeah, they just set the hay rack right in place, 4 bolts, and it was mounted. And then we went back to our stall and put up the wave wall and the rails. Mostly just bolting them in took all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, super easy.
Very easy.
Just how we like it and kind of planned it. So are you linking to your phone or mine?
I always like watching. Cooling off out here. We'll go back inside.
Yep, the weather is beautiful. Hi, Debbie Sue. Great to see you. Hey, 78 Money Pit. Yeah, we have. That's one thing we're going to work on, is getting some solid mounts set up on the boat, and just kind of trying to optimize some of the angles and stuff. And then we do have not wired into a hard drive, but we have just used battery packs in the past, which of course helps extend the battery life. They make flashcards so big now that you can actually get a lot of content on there, and being able to actually link this Osmo in might kind of change things a lot. We'll probably do a lot more live streaming now that we know that.
Yeah, certainly.
Because it's a lot easier to clamp that somewhere than like the old iPhone. We're using our gimbal for the iPhone, but I don't have any like fixed mounts for mine. I'm always worried about dropping it overboard.
Right.
So, yeah, it'd actually be really easy to hook that up. So we'll play with that some more too. Oh, thanks, Shannon. Yeah, we've been really happy with this boat. It's looking pretty good. It needs a little bit of scrubbing on the outside and stuff, but we're getting it working good and really comfortable. Fixing to shoot through the narrows here.
A little bit of a swell. Not too bad yet. We'll see how it looks on the other side.
this can get pretty gnarly in here sometimes, especially on a big falling tide and a southeast swell in here. It'll stack up and it'll go from this to 10 footers in about 2 seconds. So we tend to hug the beach over here, like really tight into the beach, and then you'll get out of all of that really nasty tide rip like that. This is our second boat. We still have the little fishtail. We've had it for 25 years. And I don't know, I guess I'm not gonna lie, we're kind of like thought about maybe selling it, and then we just come back to I don't think we can. Not only does it mean so much to us, but we're pretty sentimental, or at least I am. I always have been. So
lots of memories on that little boat.
Lots of memories, and it's still a great little boat for what we do. It's actually really good for this rockfish fishery because we have a 5,000 pound trip limit on it, and it's just a super efficient boat to run. An hour cruising, so we can go all over with it, knock out a quick rockfish trip. And then of course our halibut too is D-class, and so it's not tied to the boat, but it's tied to the vessel size. So if we get rid of the fishtail, then we'll have to sell that quota, because it wouldn't make sense to go fish it with somebody else and give them, you know, a share of our profit. So yeah, so for now we keep it. And it's right next to the Emerald Isle in the harbor too, which makes it really and kind of use one as a storage boat. Store a lot of stuff. And actually providing
we're gonna get her scrubbed up and here pretty soon to go and do our halibut on, so 8:15 p.m. 30 degrees. No, we're Kodiak, Pappy. I don't know the temperature. Must be mid-50s, I suppose.
It's cooling off now. It was actually pretty hot down here earlier. But take that with, you know, relativity. So like 68 is nice for us. 70 is nice. 72 is hot. And like getting borderline too hot to like work
it's
hot.
Uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Right.
So if it's in the mid 50s, it's like sweatshirt weather for us. If it's in the low 50s, it's still sweatshirt weather. Pretty much like when it hits, I don't know, 45, maybe it's too sweatshirt weather now.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we roll.
Yep, it's 671, Pappy. Away. How's Steve doing his deckhand? He seems to be finding his feet. Yeah, he's doing great. Yeah. Proud of my little bro. He does good work.
I love to have him on board.
Yeah.
I love to have my family with me. Well, we're 3 hours into a 12-hour run here. 11-hour run. So, just cruising right along. It's going to be a long night. We'll take turns on watch. Probably stop on the way somewhere. Going to have about 4 hours before daylight, so we'll probably run down here to Old Harbor somewhere and pop into a little nook somewhere and drop the hook for a few hours, get a rest, get up, brew up some coffee, and travel down. Probably get up about 4.
Yeah.
It's always nice traveling that time, especially when it's nice out. So 1C is just a little over freezing, right?
I think
So like 34, 35F. 35C, that's like scalding, yeah?
I'm not sure.
We're not very good at conversions. We'll have to Google it up. But I think Ross has said 35 before, and it's like really hot.
Right.
Well, one of the channels that we watch, he's, where is he? Jervis Bay.
Jervis Bay, Australia, yeah.
Australia. So not quite New Zealand, but kind of same neck of the woods. Yeah, it gets hot down there. I don't know how you guys do that, and dry too. 90s, ugh. No thanks, Sam. That's just too hot for us. Yeah, 0C is freezing. I did know that. And then it stays the same below freezing, which is kind of odd for the Fahrenheit and Celsius. Well, looks like a pretty peaceful transition through the Narrows here, which is nice.
Yeah, not too bad. A little swell coming southwest.
Thanks for joining us, Starfall. Have a good evening, and we appreciate you tuning in. I think we'll probably do some live streaming tomorrow, so I'm not sure what time we'll start. Maybe 8 or 9 a.m. Alaska time, so that's basically 12 hours from now, wherever you're at. So
Yeah, have a good night. We'll see you later. Yeah, you guys have killer whales, mess with you, halibut fishing? Not us personally so far, thankfully.
no, we haven't. We have heard reports of them starting to pester boats here in the Gulf of Alaska, around Kodiak Island. I think it's more prevalent out west. But yeah, we haven't had any interactions with them. We've had them cruise by us before, but never hang around. I don't think we've seen any when we were hauling longline gear.
No, we
It's
haven't.
usually just jigging rockfish or cod. So there's 2 different types here. There's one set of them that hunt mammals, sea lions, and other whales, I guess, too. And then the others that are fish eaters, so. Little tide rip up there. Yeah, actually that picture is still really clear, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
surprising.
it's really good. It's like, looks brighter than my eyes are seeing.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, coming to a little tide rip here. Show you guys outside. Hopefully you don't get seasick. It's always funny, the cameras never capture the depth. Even
Yeah.
this one. That's one, I guess, sad thing about action cams in general, is that they don't really catch the depth of field or depth in general.
I think you have to have pretty fancy cameras for that,
Yeah.
and somebody to operate them too.
Yep. That's right.
These are probably maybe 4 foot.
Yeah. Nothing too
You
crazy.
can kind of see a little black line up there. It might be a bit more right there, but we'll be out of this in 7/10 of a mile. Generally speaking, this is right here on this edge. So if we stay in really tight to the beach right here, you can get out of it. If you're over in here, which isn't that far away, less than 500 yards, it can just be an absolute nightmare. So So right now we're on the back end of this big tide. So this is a big tide for Kodiak. Southeast Alaska, this would be probably a pretty average, normal, small tide, I'm guessing. But today we've got about 10 feet of water moving on this tide, which is pretty significant for us. So yeah, generally speaking, if you're traveling through here in big tides, you want to come through here when it's flooding, because the southeast swell that's we're starting to see now will stack up against that big ebb, and it can really get nasty. So right now we've picked up about half a knot of speed. We're tanked down, so it's a really mellow ride for us anyways. We're not getting tossed about too much. So tank down, if you guys don't know what that means, our main hold is completely full of water, which adds about probably 50,000 pounds to the weight of the boat, I would guess. Maybe a little bit more, somewhere in there. I guess that you got whaled then, is what if I'm reading that correctly, Shannon. That's hard. I remember when I first started fishing, which seems like about 1,000,000 years ago, but I guess coming up on 40 years ago, we'd fish, the boat that I started fishing on is a greenhorn. The killer whales would come prey on the blackcod when we were pulling gear. That was like off Yakutat and out west too, and extremely frustrating to see heads come up, and then later on as they get full, just so yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, that would be pretty annoying.
Yeah.
A little tide rip.
Just a nice little choppy roll.
Splash the windows.
Annoying. You can see off to the side of us on the starboard side, about 150 yards, it's just like glassy. So that's kind of how it is right here. We're not hugged into the beach very much because it's not that rough, but if it was, if we had a big swell coming in here or any wind out of southwest or southeast, we would be right on that 4 fathom line right there, hugging it tight.
Yeah, up in here. You guys steaming to? We're heading to where's our
two-headed, so I shall zoom out. So Kodiak is way up here. That's where we came from. I don't know if you can see where my pointer is. Here. So we came down to Chiniak, and now we're right here at Narrow Cape. And this purplish line is the one we're following. Down here, we'll go inside Kodiak Island. It'll be really nice in here. We'll probably stop along the way somewhere in here. See, we'll hit that spot there at about, let's see, I think around midnight. If it will tell me, 12 o'clock. So midnight will be about here. stop down here somewhere for a few hours, and then this is our destination, is down here by Two-Headed Island. So this is all really nice on the inside here. A lot of times we'll fish the outside, but it's going to come up out of the southeast tomorrow around 2. So we're just going to grab these fish here, and then if it blows up, we'll just be able to get up inside right away and have it on our tail, and we'll run up and just stop up here for the evening. So should work out good.
Already flattening back out. Thanks, Angelic. We will.
About some kind of supper after a while here.
Yeah,
we had a really late lunch, so that was nice. Otherwise, I'd be starving by now. Maybe time to kick on some nav lights too, if you don't mind there. Yeah, I'm guessing it's starting to cool off and you're feeling fall in the air up there, Pappy. Same here, but it's still warm, but definitely feel fall on its way. The storms are starting to get a little more intense. We've got a big low coming out of the Bering Sea here, hitting Dutch today or tomorrow. And then it's going to work its way this way. It's going to kind of bypass us a little bit, but it'll wrap around out of the east a little bit. That rumbles the generator firing up, so click on our sodiums here in a minute. What do we do to cut boredom on long trips? Well, now we live stream to visit with you guys. Usually we just hang out and enjoy the scenery. Hopefully it's nice weather so we can enjoy the scenery. We'll build some gear, some rockfish gear, tie some loops and get that stuff built usually. Watch TV now because we have Starlink. And yeah, just hang out. Sometimes we read or nap. This actually goes pretty quick, it seems like. For some reason, it's a lot easier to travel on the big boat than the little boat. But kind of seems like once you get past UGAC right here, the rest of it will just fly by. So it's about 4 hours from here back to town or vice versa. And so we've got a little more, 8 hours to go here maybe. It'll go pretty quick. Thanks, Shannon. Good fishing to you tomorrow. Be safe. Hopefully the whales leave you alone and you can get your work done. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, Shannon.
Yeah, good night, Shannon.
Yeah, the winter is coming. The weather's coming. Alaska 907. We were kind of hoping to be done fishing by now, but I'm sure that things are going to drag into November for us. Probably.
That's pretty par for the course for us.
Yeah. we might pick up some more quota on this boat, and if we do, then it's going to be a late one for us. We still have 4,000 pounds to get on the little boat, so we're shutting this one down into October for sure. And so November might just be fishing the little boat, a day here, a day there. Hopefully knock it out pretty quick. It's unpredictable that time of year. Could be good fishing, could have 1,000-pound days, might have 500-pound days. So it could be 4 or 5 days of fishing. It could be 2 weeks of fishing. Hopefully not the latter, because that gets kind of frustrating and demoralizing, especially if it's cold. But right now we'll just take this nice day and enjoy it, I think. Try and pick our battles, right?
Right.
So appreciate everybody joining us. It looks like we got 111 people in here, and I'm not sure how many have joined us now. 660, I guess, so that's really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, you guys.
It's actually pretty nice to pass the time.
Yeah. Okay, Pappy, you have a good night.
Yeah, stay warm up there. You know, it's going to get cold quickly up there now. Thanks, Raven. Good night, Pappy. Enjoy your evening.
So we'll probably do a live stream tomorrow, we're thinking.
Yeah, probably. I'm not sure what time we'll start it. Probably 8 or 9 a.m., somewhere in there. So
Yeah.
roughly 12 hours from now, so wherever you're at.
Yep, if you feel like
Somewhere in
joining
there.
us, then yeah.
Yeah, we'll just cruise along for here for a while now anyway, so. Yeah, those jellyfish are bad. The little bit of seining that we did this year, we didn't get much of them, which was nice. But in the past, we've had some really bad ones. Long lining last fall, it seems like there was red jellies everywhere, and they were constantly getting on the line, and then tentacles trail off of it in the wind and hit me in the face.
Yeah,
not very much fun.
That's pretty annoying.
We don't do any chartering, Rex. It's something that we've just never got into, never had time. Yeah, we might think about doing some harbor tours for cruise ships. Is kind of in the back of our mind for extra income when times are slow fishing, but we haven't really decided yet. As far as fishing charters, I've never really wanted to do it for the simple fact that if we didn't catch fish, I'd feel really bad about taking people out. I don't like to let people down, and I feel that that's what I'd be doing, so I know it's just kind of fishing is fishing, but it's bad enough letting my family down when we don't catch fish. You can ask Matt about that.
Yeah, you feel bad.
I always feel bad.
I always say it's just fishing.
I feel bad when they're out there baiting hooks for hours on end, and we pull a set with 2 halibut on it or 0 halibut, and you know we're hoping to have a good day, and we end up with 500 or 600 pounds of halibut for the day. Yeah, I'm not very good at that. I guess I like people to be happy. So a few boats going by, headed back to town tonight.
Yeah, we got trawlers. I don't know what's open now.
I don't know who that is.
I know that, who was that Pacific there? They had fish on.
It's a weird looking boat.
Okay, Raven, you have a good night too.
Thanks for joining us, Raven.
What are we going to do with the fishtail? We are going to fish it here in a month or so for halibut. Gotta get on the grid and get the bottom cleaned and stuff, check over everything, but I guess the first part will be clearing the storage area off the deck.
Yep, get her cleaned up, get her scrubbed down.
Yep. Long term, we're planning to keep her for now. I guess Dad talked about it earlier, just we've tossed it around whether to sell it or not, but
yeah,
she's part of our family.
So the way the halibut IFQ system works here, which stands for individual fishing quota, is it's by vessel class. So the fishtail is under 35 foot, so it's considered a D-class vessel. So if you own halibut quota, you'd own D-class, B-class, or C-class, and A-class is freezer boat. Doesn't really apply to like 95% of the boats that do it, so we don't really talk about that one much. So you can fish any of those sizes down to D-class, but you can't fish up. So if we were to sell the fishtail, we'd also just have to sell our halibut quota, because we couldn't harvest it on the Emerald Isle, and it wouldn't make sense to jump on another boat as like a walk-on and harvest it, because then you're going to be paying them 40 to 50%, whatever they charge. So it's a good little boat for halibut. It's a great boat for the rockfish fishery that we're doing now. We're just taking this one because it was all pretty set up, I guess, and just easier. But that's kind of been our bread and butter in the past with the fishtail, was jigging cod and rockfish. We've caught so much rockfish around the island, and we regularly run it down here to two-headed, even in January and February, to fish rockfish. It's been a good little boat over the years, so right now we're keeping it. We're pretty attached to it, honestly. We've had that boat for over 25 years, and I mean, it's been everything for us. It's got us to where we're at now. Yeah, definitely check us out if you ever make it here, Alaska Dave, or Alaska 907. So actually the Dodge is going to be up and running before too long, I promise. Send Cut Sandwich does just, you can send them in plans, and they'll do CNC cutting and even bend metal and stuff. So they were cool enough to sponsor a video. So there'll be a video at some point coming out from them, and they're going to cut brackets for the axle that rotted out on the Dodge. And so I don't have to spend days cutting and bending that metal. And so I actually have the plans all done, and I just need to just place the order. And so at some point I'll get that stuff done. We've just been busy with the other boat. We've been so busy fabricating parts on here and setting up to saying that we never had an opportunity to do it. But the truck itself runs good. It's just that the brackets on the axle rotted out, which is really weird. Save from the fenders being really rusty and starting to fall apart. The actual frame of the truck is in excellent condition, so we're going to rehab it. We're going to put it back to use. It's been a good truck, runs good. We'll probably rip off the bed at some point and put a flatbed on it, and that'll really make our life easy. And yeah, for now we're just keeping it because new trucks are too expensive.
They are expensive.
Yeah, if we got 50 or 60 grand laying around, I'd probably just, you know, like buy more IFQs with the money instead of a new truck.
A new truck would be nice, but yeah, that's kind of funny. I was just scrubbing through the footage of what we filmed on that so far, and we said that exact thing on the footage, that can think of a lot of better uses for 70 or 80 grand than on a new truck.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'd love to have a new truck, but yeah, it's just ridiculously. There's higher priorities, I guess. So we rented that U-Haul pickup, and it's like, man, this is a pretty nice ride. But one of the worst things here is that you can't work on, you can't work on the new stuff really yourself without good tools. And so we don't even have any dealerships on island anymore. Like Ford closed down a few years back, and so everything, if it has warranty work, has to go off island, and they're not going to reimburse you for that. Matter of fact, our friend has a Jeep Rubicon.
Rubicon.
Yeah, that he got new, and the hood filled up with water. For some reason, there's like no drainage holes in the hood, or he got a bad model or something, so they won't even let him take it to like a certified repair shop in Kodiak. He's got to take it off island so they can look at it and take photos and approve the warranty work on it. So it's going to cost him like $1,000 to get the vehicle on and off island, just to have warranty work done. So that's kind of a bummer. Kiwi fruit wants to know if you're going to grow that beard out.
I mean, it is getting colder out. We'll see.
I was pretty furry earlier, but I shaved before we left. It starts to drive me crazy after a while.
Yeah, honestly, I can't really stand facial hair. It gets too itchy and it just annoys me.
Tristan can grow a pretty nice beard, a lot better than me.
Yeah, that is lights out there. Stingray, or Peter, that's the launch complex there behind us.
Yeah, it'll get pretty dark now. There's a few cabins here in Ugak Bay, a few around the corner in Kaluta, and then of course the village of Old Harbor we'll be going by. Probably stop before there, I'm not sure yet, we'll see. It'll be about 1:30, almost 2 when we go by there, if we keep rolling. Just kind of depends on where we want to drop the hook. There's better nooks on this side of Old Harbor to anchor up for a few hours and catch a nap, so that's probably what we'll do. See how sleepy we feel.
Starlink is the best thing to come to Alaska. Yeah, it is incredible. Before Starlink, we would upload our videos on DSL at home, and it would take like 24 hours sometimes.
For like a 20-minute video.
Yeah, for a 20-minute video. It was insanely slow.
Yep.
And then later, when we got a laptop, we'd go over to the library and use our internet there to upload. And that helped for a while. And then when Starlink came out, of course, it's like lightning fast speeds compared to what we're used to.
It's like 2 hours for an upload, or 2.5 hours for a 25 or 30-minute video to upload it at our house. And then of course it's the same on the boat. We got a Starlink for here just so we could stay in touch and be able to check the weather and do all our business that we need to, stay in touch with our family. Before that we had InReach, and before that we had Globalstar, but all those systems are expensive. InReach is just text anyways. Globalstar was really nice as a phone, and we had an old legacy plan on that because coverage was so terrible and it dropped so much that it was only like $25 a month. But then they started upgrading and putting more satellites in space and said that they were going to bump our monthly to like 100, and so we had to get rid of it because it really wasn't worth it. But Starlink for the boat is $150 a month. It's worth every penny of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, just to be able to access the weather. So we use Windy a lot for an app, and I can show it to you here maybe if it doesn't blow out the camera too much.
Thank you, Cameron. I turned it off and back on. Hopefully that fixed it.
What's that?
My mic was off.
Oh, your mic was off. What do I do?
No, I got it.
Oh.
I turned it
Yeah,
back
so
on.
we use the Windy app a lot, and so this is our weather. right now. I guess we're about right here. So if I click on that, it's showing us the weather and direction. It's very, very accurate. You can see tomorrow we're going to have a little bit of a blow. That's like 10 p.m. It's going to come out of the southeast. Starting about 7 p.m. up here, but we're going to be down here a little bit further, down in this area fishing. So you can see we have this little window to take advantage of. It's going to be kind of gusty, but not very much fetch, only about 3 miles. So it'll just be windy is all. If I zoom out, you can see that this massive low is forming out here. And so that's going to be rolling into Dutch Harbor, and then it's just going to kind of go by us and go east. But you know, this is a super nice app, and we have the premium one that we pay for because it gives you the weather by the hour instead of like every 6 hours. And so just having Starlink just to be able to access this is worth it, because when you start getting into the fall and winter, the weather windows are very short, and the predictability drops from maybe 4 or 5 days like in the summertime to like 2 days if you're lucky. If you get a forecast that's correct for 2 days in the winter, you're doing good. So it's really nice to be able to see what's coming and see if you can sit it out and wait for a day, or if you got to break a trip and run home so you don't end up, you know, sitting on 4 or 5 day old fish that's not acceptable to the market. So yeah, anyways, that's my Starlink pitch. Not sponsored, but you should sponsor us.
I think everyone who uses it knows how awesome it is.
Yeah, so like, I think probably about 90% of boats in Kodiak have it now.
Yeah, everybody does.
That fish in Alaska, like everybody has it. It's just so awesome.
Yeah, Debbie, we're gonna have to do the same on our fenders when we fix the Dodge back up. They're looking a little bit rough.
The what?
The fenders on the truck.
Oh yeah, the fenders. Yep.
Restorative bodywork. Yeah, I love the old Fords. They're cool trucks.
Oh man, like the 60s and even the 70s.
Even the she said 1995 F250.
Oh sweet.
Like even those ones the lines are just so much better than trucks nowadays, in my opinion.
What was our Ford? I think that was like a 95 or 96.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah, we had a blue Ford before the Dodge that we actually got from the plant. One of the workers rolled it and didn't like total the thing, but just the cab got crunched over a little bit and broke out the back window and beat up the front driver's side door, or just the driver's side door. So we pretty much got it for free from them, and drove it for quite a while until, what was the problem with that? The tranny went out on it, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, and then somebody took it off our hands. I think we gave it away too. But that was a pretty good truck. This one over there. So what do we use to scope for boats in the dark? Well, our radar will pick them up, but usually everybody has their running lights on and their anchor lights, so you should see those. Or the sodium's on, which of course is like looking at the sun. So we've got our sodiums on right now. You guys can't really see it, but just 1,000-watt sodiums. We got 2 of them on out of the 3, so it's pretty bright. But yeah, if it's usually we don't use our radar unless it's like really foggy or snowing out, like wintertime squalls and stuff. it's clear right now, and there's not much boat traffic this time of year. Things are really starting to settle down, so usually see people pretty far away. Pretty interesting kiwi fruit. Yeah, when you live out in the bush like that, I mean, the Starlink is really a game changer for communities like that, to be able to have access to good communications and the safety net that goes with it, of course. And it is cool because it's portable. You know, it's pretty easy just to pick it up and move it. So that's really nice. Cameron said they can barely hear you. Matt's mic died or is not syncing.
Can you hear me now? I think it might have desynced the camera or something. Okay. Yeah, it must have disconnected. No. That's alright. I'll let you talk.
Here, I can dangle this one over there in the middle.
Nah, that's alright.
Yeah, Matt's mic died or desynced for some reason. Yeah. Well, Cameron's wondering what we're making on the cooktop. Nothing right now, but my stomach's starting to protest. Looks like Matt's got some soup out, some tuna fish. So I'm guessing maybe some kind of tuna helper action.
I would do that, but I think we're going to do grilled tuna sandwich because...
Oh, soup and sandwich.
Components for the other. Tomato, soup, and tuna sandwich.
That sounds good. I do like tomato soup and grilled tuna sandwiches. We like tuna. A lot of people don't like tuna. It's good though. Although I wish there was some canned salmon. We got some silvers. We got a good bit of silvers that we kept on our last trip. And so we just filleted them up and back. We'll probably can some of them. Definitely gonna smoke and can some for sure. But I like canned salmon too. It's good. A lot of people think it's cat food, but I disagree. It's great for just whipping up into like sandwich spread or patties, fried patties.
Yeah, it's super
sandwiches.
Easy. So flavorful too.
I love it. We've never been squid fishing. Yeah, there is some guys that used to go down there and fish squid. I don't know if they still do or not, but they have the big light arrays, I guess, up in the mouth shining down. I tell you what, that squid fishing is crazy though. You guys catch some amazing amount of poundage. We do like using squid for bait, but it's gotten really expensive now. It's like $2.50 a pound. It's actually kind of priced us out. So we use like herring or sometimes just our jigs with no bait at all if they're biting good. Thanks, Mark.
We use that a lot for halibut too. Just side pieces, but not anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna say thanks, Mark. We appreciate it. We love all our viewers, and we really happy you guys enjoy the content. And yeah, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to interact with people and show them our little piece of the world and what we do for a living. Paul says they eat a lot of canned salmon with rice. Fishing in Prince Rupert. Yeah, it's good stuff, right? And that's the other thing with canning it too, is that, you know, when your fish is in the freezer, you always hear it, you know, gone for the weekend, I'm gone on vacation, I come back and my freezer died on me. Well, you know, that's bad news. You lose a lot of money, you lose a lot of great protein like that in the freezer, so you got to really watch them. And also, if you only have so much freezer space, it's great to be able to put up fish in cans. Same thing with meat, like moose or whatever. Can it up and you have that for later. Doesn't cost anything to store it. You don't have to rely on electricity. So that's one really nice thing about canning fish. We do that, it's fun. All right, Peter, appreciate you popping in. Yeah, we might, I think we're gonna live stream in the morning, Peter, so probably like around 7 hours now. If you're around, if you're not doing nothing, pop in. Oh, I like that idea, Debbie Sue. I've never mixed them, so that's really interesting. I'm gonna have to try that. Yeah, seafood salad sandwiches are great, right? Delicious. They're further south. Like, so the funny thing about Kodiak is if you went due east from Kodiak, you would like run into Juneau. So we're on the same latitude as them essentially, but we're just way further west. So we're like 500 miles west of Juneau and like the top of the chain, Southeast Alaska there. So if you went out, if you just went south of here, yeah, you'd probably get tuna in a couple hundred miles. There was a boat in Kodiak. It's been like probably 20 years ago that brought albacore back to Kodiak, that they were out fishing. It was a Kodiak boat, and so they went out there and did it. So I don't know, it makes me nervous to be that far offshore. You see them out off Oregon and Washington, small boats, you know, trollers that go out there and do it, but I don't know, I get nervous about it. It's different water down there, I guess. We'd probably be fine. It looks super fun. It looks like it's a blast. So someone said, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so said that there's free software. You can input the audio first and then export it everywhere, YouTube video, live, etc. You can apply filters, it's easy to use. I'll have to check it out. If you happen to know the name of it, that'd be great. Oh, you can use them to remove the engine noise too. Right, yeah. So these guys have done that in post editing, is toned down the engine. We're just kind of cruising along, so we don't have it cranked up quite as loud as it would be if we were doing like 1400 RPM. We're just like kind of cruising along at 12. We got the tide with us, so we're taking advantage of it and just enjoying it. But we will be working on that too, trying to deaden that sound level. We stripped the insulation off the engine room ceiling because it was like this weird, you know what it looked like is the stuff from just like industrial offices. Like
drop ceiling.
Like the drop ceiling, that kind of acoustic tile. And we were kind of concerned that it might contain asbestos because like pre-1970, a lot of that stuff did have asbestos in it. And it was pretty nasty. It was crumbling in places and kind of generally gross. So we tore it all out. So that has kind of added a little bit to the noise in here. And then actually, believe it or not, a lot of it comes from the ceiling down. And so I'm going to try and get some rock wool insulation because that's really good for sound deadening. And it's also a mineral insulation, which means it doesn't rot or mildew, and it doesn't compress like fiberglass does. So they don't have any of it here locally. So I'm going to try and get some, like when I go to Anchorage, and get the soundproofing kind and put it over there on the stack, like behind Matt. And that'll really help like bring down the sound level. Because if we go get, if I was to take you in the head and sit down, you'd be amazed how quiet it is in there. And so the only thing that's different in there is that there's a ceiling and no insulation either.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the sound is transmitting down from the engine cowling outside. Bad thing about the Jimmies is they are loud.
Okay, Cameron, you have a good night.
Thanks for joining us, Cameron. Appreciate it. Safe travels to you. Oh man, I can't imagine albacore fishing, honestly. Watch those guys down there and it's something else. When those things are on the bite, it's crazy. It's like rockfish, believe it or not, you know, no bait, and they just go absolutely crazy. And that's what it reminds me of, is the same thing, but just much bigger and really powerful fish.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I have to agree, Angler. The engine just lulls me to sleep. I sleep good on the boat. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody joining us this evening. We're gonna try and just start doing more live streams. I'm sure it's kind of boring sometimes probably when we're just traveling and stuff, but it's kind of a good opportunity for us to sit down and answer people's questions. If we miss your question, just spam it in the comments and we'll get to it. It's easy. If they're spinning by too quick, we miss some. So yeah, we'll circle back to it. So don't feel bad about asking, you know, several times if you need to. Oh man, I hate to hear about that, William. That is such a bummer, especially when it's fish or meat, you know, game animal that you harvested yourself. There's so much work that goes into that, just from, you know, staking out areas and hunting and harvesting it, and then of course processing the meat. And to lose it like that, sure, 100 even cover a portion of that. So
yeah, that's nothing.
We've been pretty lucky with our freezers at home, but we do watch them really close. I think our fridge is starting to get kind of there. We've had it for quite a while now.
Yeah, it's.
I think it's starting to age.
It is.
But it's nothing like, if you have the old stuff, it lasts forever. You know, crazy thing is that we've got a freezer that we got from my mother-in-law when they moved to Anchorage. That thing is as old as Matt. It's like 30 years. It's over 30 years old. We use it for our bait freezer now, but that thing is still kicking. And I tell you what, that thing is like minus 20 degrees in there too. It's cold. The newer ones don't get that cold. The only thing I miss on this one, Ty, is no turbo. But the good thing is that it's not as bad for your hearing either. Turbos are bad for your hearing, so if you don't have good insulation. But I do like to hear the turbo spin on the fishtail. This Jimmy don't have one. She's just natural aspiration. All right, Paul, thanks for joining us. You have a good night too.
Bye, Paul. Good night.
Good morning, Trevor. Doncaster, UK, just woke up.
Morning.
I'm guessing you must be on a night shift there, or you're a night owl. we're night owls tonight because we'll be traveling deep into the morning. Well, we'll probably shut down here around 12:30, 1 o'clock, depending on where we're going here. Got another corner up here, about an hour and a half away, and then we'll be headed towards Sikalitic Strait and probably drop the hook there somewhere and catch a few hours of sleep. Get up around 4 and run down the rest of the way. Should hit the grounds around 8 a.m. That's about when it gets light. It's daybreak at 8, so around 7:30, but it seems like the fish don't bite that well until it gets light out. We'll see. You never really know. Back here a little bit. Mac and cheese with tuna, Cameron said. I think he already signed off, but that's pretty interesting.
Mac and cheese and tuna?
Yeah. Might have to try it. It sounds crazy. It's probably delicious.
Yeah, fish with cheese on it, so.
Right?
Like regular fillets.
Yeah, so like tuna casserole.
Yeah.
Seems like it would work. So we turn the lights on, but then it starts to get kind of hard to see outside. I start dimming my depth sounder down here. Makes it a little easier to see outside. Usually just leave that light on over my bunk because that one doesn't bug me too much. At some point we'll put a new house on this boat, and then I think we'll go with like a top house, but kind of a split one, not like your traditional Kodiak seiner top house or top house like you see on most vessels in Alaska. Maybe a kind of a split level one, so we're not up quite as high, but then we still have the separation between the pilot house and the galley, which makes it really nice for people to be able to hang out down below and cook and have good lighting at night, watch the tube, whatever they want to do. And then up top it's just dark and you can concentrate on watching out for obstructions or things like that. That's how it is on the fishtail, and it's pretty nice, not gonna lie. But it's really noisy down below, so it doesn't really work too well on there. But it's a tiny boat too.
The engine room isn't exactly like soundproof.
It needs some serious soundproofing. But it's pretty comfy up top.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got about 26 miles to kind of get over towards Old Harbor. A little bit more, so we'll probably stop somewhere before there. There's a couple of little places like Fang Point or Cozy Cove. Those are pretty nice sounding little nooks. They're great spots to go hang out in. Amy Bay. Probably gonna hang out there tomorrow night because it's gonna be blowing, and so we'll come back up this way and anchor up there, assuming that we get our couple thousand pounds we need. That's what's left on the quota down here, and Fish and Game is nice enough to leave it open as long as they know that we're not gonna go nuts and take our 5,000 pound trip limit. So if we kind of stay within what's left of the quota, then they won't shut it down on us prematurely. So we got to honor that kind of agreement or commitment to those guys, and plus we want to keep our fisheries sustainable too. So that'll be about it for the rockfish this year anyways. They're the last areas that are open that have quota. There's 10,000 pounds of quota left on the west side of the island, but those fish over there, that's like a 15-hour run to get over there to fish, and it's pretty weather dependent too. We did a 3B trip earlier this year for halibut, and we did fish over in that area. We saw some really good signs for rockfish, but maybe next year we'll check it out once we get our freezer on board here and it's operational. Then that's a pretty viable thing to go over there, and if a guy has to spend a week or so to get the fish, then it's worth it. But a little more iffy for right now. Just run over there and fish for a few days and hope you have good weather and you can catch them. It's a big time commitment. So we don't have sturgeon up here in Alaska. So if you're pointing that comment towards us, the sturgeon are really cool. That'd be fun to catch too, but they're pretty cool fish. I kind of always feel like I'd want to just leave them alone just because well, I guess their populations are in pretty good shape now, but at some point they're kind of on the verge of overfishing, and I know that they have seasons for them now down that way. But really cool fish. Yep, it is just a putt-putt boat for us. 78 Money Pit has that right. So race boats can't pack 30,000 pounds or 40,000 pounds of fish. Pretty sure that this boat will pack 50 of salmon, because there's a whole like it down in southeast Alaska that seines, and they pack 50. So there's a lot of room in this boat. Debbie Sue says she grew up eating tuna and mac and cheese. We're gonna have to try it.
Tuna and mac and cheese.
Yep.
Remember that.
Gonna have to try it, Debbie Sue. Love it. Thanks. Well, sure happy to have good traveling weather. We're pretty fair weather fishermen, I'm not gonna lie. We've taken our licks in the fishtail over the years, and when we were young, like as in me and Anita, young, and our kids not fishing with us, I'm not gonna lie, we used to fish in some pretty gnarly stuff and travel in some pretty nasty stuff. And looking back on it, I guess we had a family to support and we were pretty hungry, but sometimes it seems a little foolhardy now. So there's a lot of people out there that really like get off on that, but I don't know, I feel my age creeping up on me and my body doesn't really agree with it so much anymore. So we'll leave that to the young guys, the adventurers. I guarantee they'll feel it one day though. There's a lot of Bering Sea fishermen that can attest to that.
Yeah, lots of old rickety fishermen.
Yeah. Yeah, the sturgeon are really cool. I don't know. That'd be a fun fish to catch. I think they're amazing. You know, I think that what is incredible about them is just the size that they get to be. I mean, they're just, and of course, also looking like a prehistoric dinosaur too, with the giant scales on them and stuff. Yeah, they get massive. But I think the populations are doing good down there now, if I'm not mistaken. So. Hey Guy Ashton, it's going good. Thanks for joining us. Seems like there's a few of you guys down there in New Zealand. We watched some guys that fish down there too, and it's really cool. One of them, TK Offshore, I think he's down in New Zealand or that area somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. He's got a pretty cool channel.
That boat is a beast.
That boat is a beast. It's massive. And so he uses pods to harvest like rockfish type fish. And yeah, pretty cool. Seems like the catch rate's pretty good. The traps aren't that heavy, they're pretty light traps. So yeah, that's a good wondering if we're gonna go out on the fishtail again, Guy. Yes, we will. So we're doing just a quick rockfish trip, probably just tomorrow, and then we have a walk-on for halibut on here. Possibly more halibut quota. We're kind of waiting to see if that's gonna happen or not. And if it doesn't right away, we'll put our long line reel on the fishtail. We've got about 4,000 pounds of halibut, to catch on the fishtail. So we need to get after that before too long, because winter's going to be knocking on the door here real soon. We're already feeling it in the air. Fall's coming on hard. Weather's getting worse. Storms are getting bigger. And good weather windows are smaller. So we set a drop dead date of November 1st to be done on this boat and getting our halibut on the fishtail, which is probably not very good. We fished until December 7th last year for halibut on the fishtail, and that's the day it closed. So I kind of don't want to be in that same situation this year. But we'll see. So how long did it take to land a fish that big, Timothy? I always thought sturgeon were freshwater fish too, so that surprises me, Timothy and Debbie Sue. I guess I didn't know that. Are they just in the bays, or are they offshore also? 'Cause I never knew that.
I always thought they were freshwater too.
Hey Jeffrey, so the Emerald Isle will pack 50,000 pounds. We haven't had that much on here, but there is a same size mussel down in Southeast Alaska that's saying salmon, and they say that's what they pack. That vessel is up for sale, or it was up for sale, and that's what they said they pack is 50,000. So 25 ton. U.S. tons, not metric tons. "45 minutes to fight that fish," he said. And brackish water to freshwater. Interesting. Fresh saltwater both. Breed and fresh. Okay, so that's where I get the freshwater from, is when they're breeding. So that's interesting. Yeah, cool fish. So super nice having everybody along tonight. Keeping us occupied. Weather's really good. Getting a little wind blowing out of the bay here, but just about up to the corner, which is actually kind of weird that we didn't feel it sooner, because we're almost around the corner from Gull Point.
Off the beach, I guess.
Yeah, just a little west westerly coming out of the bay, some white caps. Be flat calm in another 20 minutes. So we caught this weather really nice. It was just blustery this morning into the early evening, but northwest, which put it on our stern leaving town. And then once we hit Chiniak, we're just in the lee basically, except for when we cross the bays. So we're just crossing Ugak Bay right now. A little wind coming out of it, but probably just like maybe 15, 20 knots is all. Just enough to start kicking up a few white caps and a little bit of chop. It's really beautiful, the silhouette of the sun on the mountains. It's gonna be dark tonight though, boy, it's just a sliver of a moon, so it's gonna be pitch black out. It already is pretty darn dark, as you guys can probably tell. Thanks, Prime 23. Yeah, this old girl, she needed some love. It's a really nice hole, and yeah, that was fun. You know, I think that was probably one of the coolest things, was to go down there and get this boat. Went back to Juneau for like 3 weeks and worked on it. Just kind of went through everything, cleaned it up, and made sure that we felt good about traveling home. It was well, it was 500 miles as the crow flies, but it's probably about 700 miles checked. But 5.5 days of traveling solid, non-stop, from Cape Spencer to Kodiak. And yeah, she's turning out to be a real nice boat. We're just kind of got all the really big things done for now, and now we're just kind of concentrating on catching fish.
Yeah.
Next year's going to be really busy for us. We got to put in a lot of fish. So we're excited about that. Should have our freezer up and running. It's in the garage, and so we're really excited about that. So we'll be freezing on board, and really trying to up our game and the quality of our fish. That's going to be fun. More, which I don't like the idea of, but hopefully we can drag Mom along more. She doesn't like to be gone from home too much, that long, but she'll come with us on some trips anyways, I'm sure. It's getting bouncy out here.
Yeah, right.
What's going on? Better not spill the soup. Pacific Sojourn. Yeah, know that boat. It's a nice boat. So, come look us up. We're on B Float. We should be back. Probably not tomorrow night, but Thursday morning. I think it's going to be pretty windy tomorrow night, like southeast, and don't feel like running home in the ditch, so we'll fish like tomorrow morning into the afternoon, and then we can just scurry right back up Sikletic Strait, and it'll be swinging like southeast in the kind of early afternoon, I guess, 2, 3, around there, but should be done if things go according to plan, and we'll just have it on our tail, and we'll run up past Old Harbor and drop the hook for the night, and then Wednesday it's pretty nice. The weather turns back to the west, and we'll head on home, or I guess southwest. At least it'll be on our stern. It's easy to run home in that. So yeah, stop by if you get a chance. Yeah, Yeah, thanks, Guy. Thanks for the comments and questions, and appreciate it. The 78 Money Pit says he fished on a boat like this, but it was made out of concrete. Yeah, the ferro cement. You know what, though? It's like a really strange concept to make a boat out of concrete. But if done right, and if those boats are maintained, they are incredibly tough. Yeah, it's a weird concept, though. It defies logic.
Yeah.
or common sense. I don't know which one. I'm getting hungry. That smells good.
Yeah, that's about time.
Cool. Well, really appreciate everybody coming along. Gonna be kind of boring here now that it's dark out, I guess. Getting harder to see us. It's really dark outside.
It'll get dark fast.
Yeah. It's just a sliver of a moon. Not gonna be any light out tonight, so. Yeah, Janice, we do take turns driving and sleeping. One of us will lay down in a bit, whoever feels sleepy, and take a nap, and we're pretty careful about traveling at night. If you even really start to hint of feeling drowsy, we'll just go get up the other guy. It's really not worth it. And if we've had a really long day and we're both pretty exhausted, then we'll just go drop the hook and get some rest. It's really easy to fall asleep and run aground. There was a boat that actually ran aground earlier this year during the salmon season, and they salvaged it. It's in the yard now, but it's really heartbreaking to have that happen. Of course, you know, all the insurance claim, and it's not a fun process, but then of course the loss of revenue and potentially your life or a loved one's life, or so you gotta be super careful.
For sure.
There's been some times that we pushed it for sure, and try not to do that. We do need to get a watch alarm on here. We don't have one. That would make the insurance company happy, probably. Appreciate that, guy. Yeah, we kind of feel the same way. A lot of folks have been with us so long, you know, we recognize them and always leaving comments, and really appreciate it. I mean, this is like really an amazing group of people that watch our videos and interact with us. And one thing that we haven't had to do, and I hope it never becomes a problem, is really moderate our channel. I think that I can count on two hands the amount of people that we've banned from our channel for inappropriate comments, or, you know, hate speech or anything like that. When you look at the YouTube community, there's a lot of people with us, and they almost like to the point where they take over channels. And so that was one thing that we were really nervous about going into this whole thing, and something that just never really materialized, thank God.
Yeah, thankfully.
Because it's really hard to deal with that, and it can get you down really quick. You see some YouTubers it's really hard on them, you know, to be a content creator and have people that that bash you for whatever reason because of your channel or what you do for a living, and so we really do appreciate that. We've just always had such great comments and positive comments and encouraging comments and uplifting ones. We appreciate that. We just try and keep it simple and just keep it focused on fishing and try and leave all the other heavy debates for other channels, because that's where it belongs. People come here to watch us fish and I guess find out more about what we do, and we appreciate that, and that's the content you're going to get from us. You'll never get anything else. Our bit rate is lagging, it says. I don't know what that means. We might be getting laggy.
Yeah. It just showed good connection.
That thing just popped up. I don't even know what the widget is, but
yeah,
I'm not going to open it. So. You're welcome, 78 Money Pit. We get that from a lot of people that, they see our channel and it reminds them of time they spent with their dad or family. Not necessarily here in Alaska, but some of them for sure, but other ones down south, and that's really cool that, it can bring back good memories for people and they can kind of relive that. Sometimes those memories start to fade away when you don't think about them for a while. Timothy says, "Miney leggy glitches, we good." Oh yeah, now it's excellent connection.
There it is.
So, yeah, well, we appreciate that, Elon. Starlink has been a blessing for a lot of people around the world, I think. It's made our life easier here for sure. Well, I feel a little chill in the air. Might have to plug in the heater. Starting to cool off. That's one thing that we need to work on a little bit, is the lack of insulation in the ceiling.
Yep.
So keep us a little warmer in the winter, and also cut down on the noise too. I know that.
Yep.
And then
seal up some drafts.
Yeah. And then probably get some alternate terms of heat. Right now we just have an oil-filled radiator that we plug into the generator, and that works. But we do have a couple of radiators, just like you'd find in a vehicle, that we can plumb into the main and harvest that waste heat. And so that's a really good way to heat your boat in the wintertime, because the main's almost always running. So we'll be doing that. Oh, appreciate that, Shane Russell. Yeah, super lucky to be able to work with my family and have the relationship we do. These guys they're incredible, It's easy for me as, I guess, the leader and the skipper to trust that they know what they're doing and they don't need to be told what to do. And we just get along fabulously. We just, we always have. Oh, snap. That's what it just said. Might have just lost everybody.
Refresh your page.
Yeah, we'll see if we're still here.
It looks like it.
Are we still there?
Might have just been your computer side of things too.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess we're still connected. Yeah, still here, all good. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, Robert Chapman. We appreciate it too. We appreciate everybody that's followed our channel and helped this thing grow. It's been it's been a long journey now.
It has. Time flies.
I can't believe it's been like 7 years.
Yeah.
And someone just said you guys hit 500 videos, which is crazy.
I even plan on any like 500 video celebration. It just happened.
Yeah, I didn't even know that we were there. So my wife Anita and Matt, they do all the editing, and I don't have anything to do with that. I take care of other parts of the business, I guess. So that's their deal. But mostly mom now.
Yeah.
Is kind of the head editor. So yeah, kudos to them for a great job. It's a lot of work. You guys would not believe the amount of content of raw video that we dump on Anita, and she's got to go through and try and pick out like semi-entertaining stuff or content that's hopefully interesting. It's a big job. It is amazing, huh, Trevor? And we appreciate you popping in to visit with us at 6:30 a.m. in the UK. So you guys are just getting started over there. Trent, we're in Kodiak, Alaska. So we're about halfway down the east side. Well, not quite halfway. Well, a third of the way down the east side. In a couple hours here, we'll be halfway, and 8 a.m. tomorrow we'll be about 2/3 of the way down off Two-Headed Island on the east side of Kodiak. That's where we're going fishing. Thanks, Gregory. Thanks for joining us. You have a great night too. Appreciate you coming in. Hey, Southern Shrek, love your name. Hope you guys are doing good down in New Zealand. There's a lot of you guys down there that watch our channel. We've seen quite a few folks from New Zealand. Appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate that, Timothy. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly, I guess, our kids have grown up, and believe it or not, we've got grandchildren, and it's kind of crazy how time passes so quickly. I'm kind of one of those guys that's like, yeah, it was a couple years ago or a couple months ago, but usually like a couple months ago could mean like a year ago to me, and a couple years ago could be as much as a decade ago. I definitely lose track of time, and it's kind of sobering to realize that my oldest kids are in their mid-30s. So where's that put me, right? You know, I've never been down to Olga Bay. We've only been on the South End a couple of times. Once on the fishtail a couple years ago. Well, besides fishing on other bigger vessels, but with our boats. But Olga Bay, from what I hear, is amazing, and we're going to get down there one of these days and spend some time. So yeah, 2 years ago we took the fishtail down to 3B and hung out in Alatak and did some halibut that we had for a medical transfer. And then this year we had a walk-on that we took down there and got his halibut. So it was really cool. We hung out in Alatak. We were only there for like a day, actually, fishing in Alatak Bay. And then we came out and ended up fishing on the southwest end of Kodiak, which was fun. It was really nice. Grandkids, 2 great-grandkids for Timothy. We've got 2 grandkids. 18 or 19-year-old, I guess, now.
Yeah,
Lena. And then Jed is, what, like 10?
He's like 8.
8.
Yeah.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niece and nephew.
Niece and nephew for Matt, yeah, so. So Lena's kind of like Tristan's age, a couple years younger than Tristan. We had a big gap between those kids, like a 12-year gap between my oldest, which is Tracy, our daughter, and Matt, and then 12 years later, Tristan. So, yep, great surprise. Love of my life, little sweetheart. Been a great kid. We've had fabulous kids. Got super lucky. Down to earth and responsible and just generally good kids. Thank you, Trent. We appreciate it. I can't believe everyone's hung with us for as long as they have. And we're just kind of plowing through the darkness now. We got our sodiums on so we can see in front of us. They light it up pretty good out there. Enough to see logs and birds and hopefully floating container ships if there are any. They do fall off container ships occasionally.
All right, well.
Cool, thank you. Well, are we going to keep on or sign off here?
Probably sign off here.
Yeah, probably should, huh?
I'll just show the folks what I made. I know maybe Sue's probably wondering.
Oh, yeah.
So, just made some tuna patties today, and Tristan's homemade bread. He's a great baker.
Yeah.
Some tomato soup.
There's his nice loaf over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
He is a good baker. You probably can't even hear me.
Oh, here you go. Here's the mic. Hopefully you guys caught all that. Now it's just showing off dinner and Tristan's wonderful homemade bread. Whipped up a couple loaves and sent one with us. So those guys are in Anchorage, if you're wondering. So they'll be back in the morning.
All right, well, it's been great hanging out with you all.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, James. Yeah, 63. Wow. The earthquake was something else up there.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Yeah, we appreciate everybody joining us. We're going to live stream some fishing tomorrow, so probably 8, 9 our time. I guess we can like set it up as a premiere, maybe, so people will know. So that's going to be like roughly like 10 hours from now. If you guys aren't busy, we'd love it if you join us. Probably be hard to catch any comments. I'll just let you know that now because we'll be focusing on fishing, but we'll do the best that we can. We'll just like usually do some drifts and then we'll come in and reposition. Maybe I can answer a few questions, but I'm generally pretty focused and stuff is like really hard to concentrate on when I'm trying to find fish. Ask my wife that because she likes to text me and it drives me nuts. I love her, of course, but it's like I'm trying to fish. So
Hyper focused.
yeah, it's I've tried to answer emails and stuff when I'm like driving around looking for fish and it just doesn't work out very well. So I'm guessing maybe comments might be a bit easier, but I won't know for sure until tomorrow. So yes, please join us if you have a chance. We appreciate you coming along today on this evening cruise. And of course, we really appreciate all your support for our channel. Everybody that comments and likes and subscribe. If you haven't done that, please do. Helps drive our algorithm, of course.
Yes,
and yeah, share it with your friends if you think they'd enjoy it too.
Yeah, there you go. Get something to eat, Money Pit.
That's right. All
Good
right.
night, yeah. Good night, everyone.
Good night, folks. Thanks again. bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Susan. Join us tomorrow if you can.